Hello, everyone, and welcome to the East Coast Throwdown Community Throwdown for Mortal Kombat 11. We've still got this week and next week going on, at least for this set of tournaments, but that means we got a whole lot of Mortal Kombat 11 action left. I am Wonder Chef, joined by the great Darth Arma. Finally, we got to do like the very first one of these together, but it's been since then, and then now suddenly you're back, so I'm super happy. Obviously, we miss Aquaman, but I'm pumped that you're here.
Yeah, I'm sure we're all going to miss Mr. Aquaman. As you know, we love everyone in the community, and we're all really, really close friends. I'm happy to be back. I'm definitely happy to be back to sharing the mic with you. It's always a great time, especially when we have such great competition ahead of us here. Of course, these players are going to be playing for a $500 pop bonus, so it's going to get sweaty. It's going to get sweaty. We're going to try our hardest out there, and we've already seen a lot of players go down either to the lower bracket or just flat out eliminated altogether. In our winners finals, which we do have set up, it's going to be Tweedy versus Biohazard, two incredible players who've been around for a very, very, very long time. These are the veterans that we were talking about here. Tweedy dating all the way back to the MKX days, Biohazard dating all the way back to the Injustice 1 days. Both still fierce competitors through and through, like true gamers here.
True gamers is right. And I mean, hey, they fought through this bracket. This is a tough bracket. I mean, a lot of them defeating players like I don't know, Ludi or Aztec or Pop Tart, for example, or Hijinks, just to even get here. And they've done quite well in these tournaments. There's also been weeks they've gone down, so nice to see them both in winners finals again. Not a huge level of upset here, but it's interesting now to see Bio going with the Kano because obviously that's not a weird pick for him, but he. You just know how he is with characters, right? He just randomly chooses one, and sometimes it'll randomly be Baraka, and he'll just go Baraka the entire tournament, no switching. So I'd like seeing the Kano again. It's kind of been a while for me, honestly.
Yeah, I love seeing the Kano too. Can't wait to see Kano get Gears into the corner because that's going to be a lot of fun. But I don't think Tweedy wants to see that game. In fact, Tweedy taking this first round, throwing Biohazard into the corner. Biohazard going for some crazy things. So right out the gate, he was letting go of block a lot to try to make that jump whiff. And he also went for like an almost full screen Kano ball, and it actually hit. So Biohazard definitely feeling those crazy decisions. I like the block there of that low sand trap, even though it was really far away, very well spaced. Was that 4 down ones I saw there?
Oh my God, the count is 7 right now. Jeez, what is going on? Is this pre-patch Garrus? Just using it against himself, really. Can we get some more down ones? Can we get a count in chat?
We need more down ones. More down ones here. Oh, doesn't get the conversion there. Still hit a little too high for that cancel. But Tweedy does get the right call out on the breakaway there, hitting that down 2, maximizing that damage. Biohazard, that sneaky little down 4, reaches a little farther than you think. Downwards, Kano Ball able to amplify for some good damage. And yeah, that's going to be a no problem chip out there. I believe that's like 2 or 3 hits if that Kano Ball does start up right next to you.
Yeah, that was really smart, though, not to just do raw Kano Ball, because Tweedy was sitting there waiting to try and perfect block it, and there was a chance that he could, and then that would have been probably GG the other direction. So Bio instead was like, okay, I'll get close so that it's much harder, and then I'll throw a normal in front of it so that the timing is different, too. And it all just worked out really well. He played it the smarter way, rather than going for kind of the desperate, easy answer. And now, here's the situation you wanted. We got Garrus in the corner. Or we did.
We did. Unfortunate, able to. He's also not even using the acid burn loadout. So he's going with snake bite and the command grab. So snake bite when you think command grab's coming out and you're getting some free damage. Command grab when you think snake bite's coming out and you're just mad at yourself for holding on to block. Goes for that full screen Kano Ball again, but this time Tweedy says nah. Does have access to that fatal blow. Shouldn't be dead from this. Able to break away there at the end. What's Biohazard going to do? Can he convert it from something?
No. Oh, that would have been GG if you explained the other variation, actually, just because you can actually confirm off that. But, oh, no, super rough. I mean, it's unsafe anyway, but that just feels bad. Feels bad when you lose that way. But, I mean, what a huge risk to take at the end. And I am a little bit surprised that we're seeing this variation. I mean, I get it. You want to match Garrus' damage, right? But the ability to have that pull is huge. It's like always having a Garrus fatal blow on deck. Almost.
I don't know, man. That sounds like a little bit of upplay, but it is definitely good. Like Kano is super duper good in terms of that. But I guess he's just kind of looking to. I mean, I honestly I don't really. So yeah, the damage output is going to be a little bit better with Snakebite, not by much, but I think he's just trying to complement the command grab because a lot of people, especially at a high level, they kind of get they kind of get used to the timing of tick throws with the command grab, whether it's like down 4 command grab, down 1 command grab, where like now you can kind of mix it up with something a little bit more high risk, or sorry, a little bit more high reward. But unfortunately, that comes with a big downside in the fact that it's super high risk. It does hit as an overhead on the second hit, but at a high level, that doesn't usually come into play as often. So it's more about, I let go and I let go thinking you're going to command grab, but I got hit for the full combo. Whoa, what? Oh. The last time Biohazard blocked that after the down 4 getting hit, he blocked that low sand trap, but this time he says, blocking it is not going to be enough. I'm trying to punish. Good call out from Tweedy here.
Oh, the down 4 tick throw. One of the best in the game. It's plus on hits, even if, they don't actually block there. Uh-oh. Exactly. Here starts the grab. So good.
Oh, tried to get a conversion there with the stand 1 because that down 1 did hit as an airborne attack. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's not good. Is it going to be enough?
That might be it. I think it is enough, honestly. It's really close. But there's no defensive bar, or there's one defensive bar. You got to roll, I think, to escape this. No, just accepted his death. Accepted his death. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to spend that bar out right now. I just got it back. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy that like when you spend the bar, when it's coming back from a slow recovery, it still recovers very, very slowly there. So had Biohazard went for that up 3, could have got him out of that situation, but he didn't want to come off that very expensive resource because he wouldn't have got access to breakaway for quite some time. There's a little judo chop, the side switch here from Tweedy. Him get some mids here. And Bio is so good at calling out those little tendencies when they want to move, when they want to advance on the screen. And here comes the Kano ball to just keep you in check, keep you fearful.
Yeah, I was literally about to say almost a 100% success rate on Kano balls. Bio just has that knowledge of when to use it. No, it's not going to be enough. What am I talking about? It would have been if there was a breakaway, but of course you don't want to try that there. I believe he's just barely alive.
Close, man. It's close.
Oh,
you were wrong twice in one game.
Okay, that was like almost to the damage. Okay, that was like almost to the damage. I really thought that was just going to barely not scale enough. But yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong again. And there we go. Tweedy going up 2-0. Bio. The Kano not working out all that well. But the last time we saw Bio in here against Tweedy, he won the match with... I don't even know what to call that variation, like the mix-up variation of Baraka that he uses quite often with like the low stab and the command grab. Yeah, which is a fun variation, but low damage. But trying the Kano not working out super well.
Yeah, the mix Baraka is definitely really fun to play. Just the kind of, when do I block? When do I let go of block? This could be just something that Biohazard's been working on. Kind of the same mentality here, and I guess what Biohazard is thinking is, this is a lot of the same tools, a lot of the same mix options, but I get way more of a reward for it as Kano rather than, Baraka's leg kebab. Yeah, you can amplify it and switch him over to the other side if you're backed up against the wall, but definitely not love the conversion here coming out of Biohazard, recognizing that he hit Tweedy in the air there. Tweedy dropping that little bit of that combo there, but definitely not to his fault. It's that cancel window here. Coming in with the choke slam, amplifying it for big damage. The breakaway coming out of Biohazard wants to just hold on to something. Might want to just play it a little bit more passively here, but Tweedy is not trying to take a step back. He's trying to make that damage happen right now. How's that fair? How's that fair? It's still plus.
Oh yeah, and all the down ones trading here. I mean, this is as we expected, kind of like a down match, but that's a huge conversion and no defensive bar. So I believe this should be it. I was wrong last time, but oh my gosh, I'm wrong again.
You didn't have bar.
I don't know why that wasn't more of a combo. I felt like there was more there. Maybe I missed how this started. Oh, that's huge. All right, can I go 0 for 4? It's not going to kill. No, this one's for sure not going to kill. This one's easy. This one's easy.
But that's the one you need to get back into the game. What? Roll past him and mash down 1 on that wake up. I mean, a strange call out there. But again, you're playing online. Everything's not going to be, down to the wire every single time. And there you go. That's Biohazard fuzzy blocking there. Even though the Kano looked like he was standing up, he stood up just after that low stand became active. So Biohazard definitely doing his homework coming into this match, or maybe it's just something that he does know, but he definitely knows the timing there of that fuzzy guard.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's super difficult to do, honestly, but it's sick to see people even like attempt it. And a lot of times, though, when people attempt it, they just fail, and you can see them try it, and then they get hit anyway. But oh no, gets hit by a huge combo. No defensive bar, maybe no defensive bar for the rest of the game at this point. Everything is in Tweedy's favor. Of course, spending out that fatal blow in the last round and then losing was like the worst loss you could have. It'd be better to just literally stand there and not block, because now look at this, no huge ability to come back. But, he's got Snake Bite, which means that he could be 1 combo away, although there is Breakaway. Oh, that went over down 4, but look at all these pokes!
That down 4, low profile, that up 2. Uh-oh, this is gonna hurt. Not gonna be able to break away. And Biohazard squeaking by. That was literally all, like, he was dead to rights, down to nothing. And because Tweedy couldn't get that breakaway in time, wasn't able to live to see that rest of that round. But he's still in this. Biohazard leaving him in a standing position. I love that there, just to kind of keep that pressure going, not give him access to that wake-up roll or wake-up attacks.
Yeah, that actually might have been a little bit of a mistake to go for that up 2. Obviously, it was a mistake because it went over the down 4, but the fact that it meant he didn't have the breakaway meant that any Snake Bite combo was immediate death. And now look at this, Bio turning the whole thing around. In fact, just needs a few more hits, but Tweedy, yeah, no, that's going to be it. Huge comeback, all because, oh, that's gross. That's always gross. At least it's turned around this time. But at least, what was I going to say? The big drop, the drop. Yeah, so that up 2 changed everything, right? Like, I mean, I don't know if it would have killed at that amount of life that Bio was at. It may have killed. I mean, it is Garrus, gets a lot of reward off of that, but it might have just not been worth the risk. And obviously, it wasn't in that particular situation. It's very hard to say, oh yeah, I'm going to flawless block a down 4 and then my up 2 is going to whiff. But if you hold on to that defensive bar, there's really almost nothing that Bio can do at that point. He didn't have Fatal Blow. His only launch has the same weakness as like maybe like the upswing that Nightwolf has, where you just always can break away from it, right? Before it launches completely. There's just no way to stop that. And so he spent that defensive bar, and none of those issues came into play, and Bio might, I mean, we know Bio. He can come back so quickly once he gets that read.
From anything, man. From any situation we've seen him, it's just a momentum machine. When Biohazard gets started, really thought that he was going to block that low, but Tweedy was swinging, and therefore Tweedy able to get hit and not be susceptible to that command grab, able to come in and punish it.
Yeah, and Tweedy not like, oh wow, that was like really meaty. Wow, 2 short hops in a row, and that damage is adding up. Oh, tried to punish before the amp came out on the air roll, but wasn't quite in time, and now, yep, stuck in the corner. You know, this isn't the infamous corner variation, but it doesn't matter with Bio. Bio, I would say literally the best player in the entire NRS scene at keeping people in the corner, and you can see his health bar just melt away from Tweedy. Bio just has an immaculate sense. Look at that, getting the anti-air, getting the overhead, and the command grab to end it. This is a clinic. Exactly like I was saying, Bio is just too good at keeping people in the corner.
Too good, man. Too good. And, you know, he really, he understands what it is to, you know, panic there, because it's so easy to, and I just love what he brings with all these different characters, all these different variations. Like, he kind of plans it around here. Gets the command grab, and of course, keeping him forward there, keeping him here, locked in jail. Tweedy does get that down too, but I love the reservation from Tweedy to not panic and immediately go out of the corner, which is what he was looking for.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Here with me? I thought it was
I'm
me.
here with
I was
you.
like, where did I go?
We can
Where
see
did I
the
go?
little. Oh, actually, it's funny. The little connection icon is actually gone from. Or it like was hidden under the East Coast Throwdown thing after a second. But let's see what actually happened. The world may never know. It looked like there was probably a disconnect. It said Tweedy left the game, but of course, it's nearly impossible to say. So we're going to wait on a ruling for that. I mean, to be fair, to be 100% fair, Biohazard looked like he had very much control in general. So, especially after that very first round and then a strong second round, I don't think it's too huge of a stretch to say that it very easily could have led to a 2-2. Not to say that that's actually what happened. We'll see. This could go either direction. It could just be a replay. We'll have to wait and see for the official ruling, but you can just feel it, right? You can feel that the momentum completely turned around into Biohazard's favor as soon as he was about to lose, and he made that huge comeback in Game 3. It's just like, it's Biohazard time.
Yeah, no, Tweedy was definitely like sweating bullets. Like at that point where you're like, you give Biohazard that little inch, that little wiggle room, like not to sound like a cliche, but he will take a mile like from you. And it's again, that's how it all starts. It's kind of like that natural X factor of certain players, and not only just certain players, but I feel like certain play styles, and that's pretty much what Biohazard is really always been about. Even
Mhm.
going back to other games, whether he was playing Bane, you're juicing up that Venom for huge damage when you cancel into a back three and just like unclashable, unbreakable, whatever you want to call it, and he would just destroy you in a few seconds. Same thing with Ferrator. I mean, he loved those command grab variations that really just tacked on that damage over and over and over again. And combine that with a little bit of like mix, and that's pretty much like a Biohazard character. Like I feel like he needs that little bit of mix in there just to kind of to keep it spicy.
Yeah. I think we've started to see too that he's okay. So it does look like we did have a disconnect from Tweedy. Sorry to interrupt that thought, but we are going to be continuing the set. The score is going to be 2-2, so it was a little bit like we expected. But like I said, it was looking like it might have ended up that way anyway. At least it wasn't like a disconnect near the start of the game. So that does mean it's going to be the final game of the set, and that very quickly, whether it was either from a mix-up game or from a disconnect game, has turned all the way around from looking like Tweedy was just gonna shut down Bio the entire day, and now Bio working on a reverse sweep.
Yeah, and another thing to kind of point out here, I really admire Biohazard's stick-to-itiveness to this variation. I feel like he gets into like a mode where he's like, I want to play this. This is what I'm playing tonight. I studied all the matchups. I know what to do with this variation against all these different characters. Let me just trust myself and let me get through it. And right now he's getting through it here. Not sure what that instant jump back to was. Maybe, kind of contemplating on a Kano ball or thinking about it. Or maybe thought Tweedy was going to approach in some way there. Misses that forward four, that overhead. And Tweedy taking some nice advantage of both these twitches. That's going to hurt, baby. That's going to hurt. Down two, calling out that breakaway. Good call out here from Tweedy, getting that max damage with Biohazard trying to, and again, I don't know why he's trying to close the gap here. There's a lot of time. You're at a huge life deficit. You don't have any breaker, any breakaway, any defensive meter. But maybe he just wants to get the round over with. Tweedy, one round away here from going right into the grand finals and solidifying his spot there on the winner's side. The Biohazard not too far behind.
Oof. Although slowly falling further and further behind. I gotta say, that disconnect might have been like the most beneficial disconnect I've ever seen. It looked like it really reset the momentum on the set, and Biohazard losing some of it. Although, okay, here we go. The pressure's starting. The corner's close. Oh no! Took one bar of defense, one bar of offense. Hit him with 3 command grabs. Okay, this man momentum is back, but this could easily shift the other direction just as quickly.
Oh, Tweedy calling out Biohazard not blocking, possibly looking for a throw, letting go a block in that situation, just holding down, looking for Rift City. Gets that forward 4 overhead. Pretty tough to react to here. Oh, does get it that time around, but of course that's not a punish. That's him just trying to do anything but block, and because of that decision, Tweedy should have enough here. That fatal blow hitting really nice and early, not scaling at all. Tweedy moving on here in the winners finals after a rough middle there in that set. He just kind of looked like he was losing himself.
Yeah, like I said, honestly, that might have been the most beneficial disconnect of all time, right? You take some time, you're like, you get shaken out of whatever mindset you were just in, and your opponent suddenly has to wait as you reconnect. And honestly, like, it was a game that, like I said, Tweedy probably, well, not probably, but there was a good chance Tweedy was gonna, lose that one anyway. So it really just reset the whole thing in its own weird way. And so that means that Tweedy is going to be making it all the way to the grand finals on the winner's side. I am going to. Oh, okay. Actually, you know what? So just as like a heads up, off stream, we just had FullAuto, who off stream first defeated Too Easy in a very close match, and then defeated Honeybee, another player who was sitting there very, very close to the losers semis. And now we'll be playing in our next match. So we are going to be seeing Skar take on FullAuto. It's very weird to have a different player named Skar here, but of course it's SKAR, who, may I note, had a ridiculous run today. I mean, I was just looking at their first matches of the day. They took out, took out FullAuto, so this is going to be a rematch, and took out Pop-Tart. Or no, I'm sorry, FullAuto took out Pop-Tart. They took out Hijinks, that's who it was. So they took out Hijinks and FullAuto, and then Lankiness, and now is getting the rematch against FullAuto. So, like I said, I'm not as familiar with this Skar, but this is a very strong player, without a doubt.
I mean, and the other thing, the impressive thing about, taking out FullAuto right away in the beginning of this tournament is FullAuto is the reigning champion. FullAuto did win last week, and you definitely know you have your work cut out for you when you're going up against a champion. But I mean, it doesn't matter where you lay in this tournament. It depends on, wherever you land, wherever you end up. Like, it's all good players overall. Like, you know what I mean? And it's especially this deep into the game's life, this deep into the game's lifespan. You have like the hardcore of the hardcore, like playing day in, maybe not day in, day out, but playing a lot, really caring about what they're doing, and just having like so much experience in all these different situations. And it's tough, man. It is definitely tough to hang with the best this late into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're really exaggerating with day in, day out. I think that's a pretty accurate description of these players. I mean, especially some of these players like every single one basically are. I mean, in multiple tournaments every single week. Like, it's funny. I was talking to a different player from a different game, and they were saying like, "Oh yeah, like maybe run tournaments like once a week, once every 2 weeks, so the players don't get burned out." And I'm like, so the players don't get burned out, like just in that mindset. Which obviously, I mean, I like that mindset, but like compared to the MK, where it's like, "Oh yeah, I only have like 8 tournaments in this 5-day period." It's like, what? Like for example, like I was just saying, like Lankiness was I just saw it at an offline, I guess you could consider it a major, or at least a very large regional. And then we saw, we've seen like just all these players, like you could literally tune into tournaments or exhibitions or streams every single day of the week and watch any of these players. It's like just an unbelievable level of dedication. And I mean, hey, luckily for them, there are a lot of opportunities to make some nice money, which I will remind everybody that there is one more week of this. Normally there wouldn't be, but because we had that 1 week where unfortunately we couldn't run the tournament, we didn't want to, just take the money for ourselves, which I still think they should give it to us. But no, I'm just kidding. We've got one more bracket, so you can sign up. I believe the sign up should be open now for next week. Of course, check on the Facebook, check on all the socials for East Coast Throwdown, and there's still time, I believe, to sign up for Guilty Gear this week. Yeah, it's just going to be Guilty Gear on Thursday. So if you're a Guilty Gear fan, which I do know there's a lot of crossover between MK11 and Strive in particular, be sure to sign up for that. It's the same thing, $500 pot, free to enter, super easy. You've all been doing it for a while, so just don't forget that there's one next week because it's a little bit odd. But I know these players will. Hopefully we're getting them in the lobby right now for this rematch, FullAuto versus Skar. The winner of that's going to fight against Biohazard, and the winner of that's going to fight against Tweedy. And we have a lot of potential rematches actually coming up. This one is a run back. The next one actually can't be run back, but then both FullAuto and both Skar and Bio have lost to Tweedy now. So we'll see if there's some upsets.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, sometimes you just need that little bit of download, that little bit of information that you might have been missing. We've done it, time and time again through all the different games. Like, you ever, I love that period in between, like training sessions where you can kind of lay out the blueprint of what you need to work on, or, oh, I hit somebody in this situation and I didn't know how to convert, let me work on that, and then like you bring it back. So sometimes you just need that little bit of information that you were missing to really fine tune that offense that you need to win, not just this tournament but other tournaments. So I definitely wouldn't be surprised if we've had some different results even within the same day. And these are all run backs, man.
Yeah, no, honestly, I mean, you were talking about how, well, I mean, we're both talking about how everybody's playing so much now. And one of the best things I think about, like, especially for viewers, about the game right now and the level of the players is it
Yeah.
used to be back in time, there were players that were just going to make it, right? They were going to make it to grand finals. They were going to make it to top three. There were a lot of times where you're like, yeah, this is, a match that you could really confidently just say, yeah, I can go leave and come back and I know who's going to win. Players like Tweedy and players like Biohazard, for example, who are really good examples from our top two, are that type of players. But now that we're getting a little bit later, I think into, I guess you could say like year three, really, of the game,
Mhm.
or I guess getting close to year three, we are seeing that like so many people can upset so many players. Like just taking a look at this bracket here as we're waiting for these players to get in the lobby. I mean, for example, like Skar today, player that I don't know as well, but pulled off a ton of upsets. Odie FullAuto, that's a winner from literally last week, like you said. Honeybee can beat literally any player in the bracket. Lankiness as well, who in fact defeated Sunio, another one of our previous champions, dominant previous champions, defeated him in the bracket, who's also here. Too easy sometimes makes it to top three, sometimes doesn't. You never know. Aztecs here,
Mhm.
oh, actually had a DQ. Unfortunate. Same thing with Mighty and Just. Both of them, unfortunately, I guess had some stuff to do, but they'd already been knocked into losers. But they're
Mhm.
very easily potential champions. Both of them have been in grand finals here at ECT. Ludi's been in grand finals. Hijinks has won the tournament. Pop Tart has maybe been in grand finals. At the very minimum, I believe has been top four. I'd be surprised if they weren't. But just like looking at all these players, like you never know anymore, like 100%, like, oh yeah, Tweedy's in the bracket, free grand finals, which I mean did end up happening this week, but that's like less of an obvious thing, I think.
Yeah, and I think that's also more like a lot of these names that you've been saying. A lot of people have come out during the online era of this game's lifespan, and that's not to knock them or anything, or they're not as good. I'm just saying a lot of opportunities opened up year
Mm-hmm.
two. Obviously when we were a little bit more restricted here, offlines weren't happening. Whatever tours were planned didn't happen. Like a lot of things that were planned didn't happen. And just like the rest of the world, just like the rest of the things that exist in this world, same thing with our scene, same thing with our competitive scene. So once it took more of like a mostly online scenario, mostly online setting, it was a lot more accessible to people where and I don't know if it's some people just have like social anxiety and they don't want to go anywhere, or sometimes some people just can't afford to go to some of these tournaments. I know you were mentioning that before on social media that
Yeah.
it is really expensive because like look, man, I'm not 20 anymore. I can't crash on somebody's hotel room where there's like 15 other guys staying in there and they're playing Street Fighter 4 all night. Like I'm not doing that anymore. But it's just really, you got the hotel, you got the flight, the food that you're going to be eating while you're out because, eating out is definitely more expensive than just eating at home. And it's tough, but because of, this online era, it was really accessible to throw your hat into the ring and really compete with the best of them, and everybody was home anyway. So of course I'm going to be sitting here getting better at Mortal Kombat 11. So it was a cool way in that sense to see the scene develop, and I'm really excited to see where things are going to go in the future.
Oh, we need to get together a whole like list of all of the like super like ghetto ways that people did stuff in major hotel rooms in the past. I have stories about that. Maybe we'll get to them later, because finally the players are here. Skar pulling off so many upsets today, and FullAuto, who is our reigning champion, but got knocked into losers a little bit early and wants to make it all the way back. And of course, it's very possible. Oh, the conversion from the up 3, super nice.
Yeah, sick to see that just connected and still able to get a little bit more damage. Not only damage, but also side switch ability here. Skar switching the sides himself, though, with that back throw. A very obvious call out there. Just kind of walking back into that little sweet spot where that jump kick is just barely going to whiff. I think FullAuto thinks this is MKX, where that jump kick was absolutely broken off the interactables, but not super good in this game. Nice punish.
I gotta say, I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand why I don't know this player more. Like, maybe I do. Maybe it's just like a different name that I'm not familiar with. But I mean, also I'm just not familiar with as many Jade players that are this good. Okay, now things are starting to turn around here. But Skar has just been so dominant all these rounds against these champion level players. I'm glad that we're getting to see them here. I really hope we get to see them more next week too. But of course, they could just go all the way this time. In fact, they just need one more hit. Wow, in your face glow activation. What?
Just went right for that nitro kick there, just closing the gap. FullAuto needs to get checked here. He does have that fatal blow, which we do know can convert into big damage. That cursed the Skar. I'm sorry. Lots of damage. This is just excessive, man. Why? Why does it have to go into the eyeballs?
I don't know. That's really the name of all the fatal blows in this game. It's all overkill, right? Like, they always kill in like the first or second hit, and then they do extra things like they're just mean, and then you survive anyway because it's not actually a for sure kill. Ooh, raw staff flip. That's not something we usually saw. Pole flip, I guess.
Love the way punish there. Just get like a full damage. Nice jump there to kind of call out that overhead. A little bit slower there, trying to get out of that pressure that Skar is just so relying on. And FullAuto
that was unfortunate. I just want to point out there, that was like a dropped, really cool conversion. It was like one hit of an anti-air pole vault. Tried to do down one nitro kick, accidentally just got nitro kick, which just got punished. And it's really unfortunate because that would have been a sick conversion, but gets a really good opportunity here. The Jade fatal blow gets a pretty nice knockdown from full screen, so the zoning is very possible, and we're definitely in a range. Oh, actually, never mind. Not even going to try to zone here. Going to move forward. I mean, there's plenty of time on the clock. There's, I guess, maybe just a low projectile is kind of scary to deal with, but I mean, FullAuto is a master of zoning for sure.
Oh, I thought that was going to be Whip City. I thought the whole thing was coming out. FullAuto closing the gap here, going right for that hair flip, and that's super unsafe. But it is an overhead, so you got to watch out. Didn't make the connection. Oh,
no
man.
way! Got all the way over the normal by using pole vault. I mean, that pole vault goes over everything, but that was just not an option that I think people are used to fighting anymore. It's been a long time since we've really consistently seen that move. Of course, it was really good back when like the third variations came out, but yeah, that just was such a perfect option. And then reading the wake up roll with the grab, that was a perfect comeback here. I'm telling you, this Skar player is a killer. I'm so glad that we get to see this. This is the exact type of Jade that you love to see, and honestly, it's such an aggressive Jade, and I think a lot of people were kind of brainstorming that was really the way that Jade should be played. Of course, the zoning works, right? Just jumping back, throwing projectiles, using low projectile, but I love this aggression.
Yeah, no, it definitely a refreshing way of seeing, how to play a character in many different ways. Just because two people play the same characters, same variations, or maybe just a slightly different move equipped on the variation, it could really change up the style and different matchups. I really love the way that Skar danced around FullAuto's like full screen abilities here, knowing when to throw up that glow, when to get around things, and I can't believe that 12 volt went over. I really can't believe that it exchanged like that. FullAuto with a nice down 2 to stop the pole vault. That's going to be a normal. You're not getting over.
Oh, air conversion. Nice. Goes for the fullback, too. I think a lot of people there would have just gone for raw nitro kick. Might have been a little bit safer, too, just because it's armor breaker. But one of the max damage there knows that character very well. You can tell. Just by what people attempt to do, you can tell how comfortable they are. And wow, the flawless block and the scream. You'd love to see it. That's a scary thing to try to do. But some people we've seen have been able to actually consistently do it and show it's not even a mistake.
Love the glow up there. As soon as he saw Sindel crouching down to throw that lower screen, ooh, had that been a counter, that would have been a disastrous follow-up there for Skar. His flawless blocks are insane, but he didn't get the conversion there. Does get the follow-up there after the momentum and hits him with a sneaky short hop. So many unsafe situations there, but it all played out perfectly there for Skar, as he knew FullAuto was just going to be looking for that anything low here in that tight little situation.
Yeah, again, oh no. That was supposed to be, I think, maybe like a jump kick cancel into that, or just a little bit further forward. Or maybe just expecting the first one was going to be blocked, but that could have been punished a little bit harder. Not the worst. I mean, of course, seeing this variation, you know that it's not the haircut variation, so it's not going to be like the maximum damage for just blocking anything. And just the pressure coming in again. Wow, the perfect micro duck right there. And then the standing 2-1. Of course, not going to get too huge, really, reward from either of these characters in this variation from their normal hit confirm situations.
Yeah, you're going to have to be coming off of some, heavy resources there, one-time use things to really tack on that damage. But it's more about, just, especially with Jade and the way that Skar plays, it's more about just kind of keeping that standing opponent in front of you, keeping those normals coming, and mixing it up with the throws right at the perfect time. Down to nothing. Both these players do have their fatal blows, so this is very, very scary. Once FullAuto gets into that range, can just let it rip, but is he going to spend that resource just with the scream? Not coming off anything, really. So FullAuto taking a huge win there on that round. Didn't have to use fatal blow, didn't have to use any devastating crushing blows that we're going to be saving for a great opportunity here. But Skar being nice and careful, though. Not falling for any screens, not getting counter hit for half his health. Oh, did you? Ooh. So, I feel like I saw him getting aggressive afterwards. Like, he knew that projectile was coming, but I didn't really see a big conversion, though.
I think maybe that was like a hard read on something else, because that was such a weird choice to do right there. We haven't seen that mix-up. Oh, no. This is where the big damage comes. Oh, a huge drop, a gigantic drop. That was like a 300 damage drop, and now FullAuto's the one in the corner. Whoa, weird anti-air. Very strange, but you don't complain about getting those. And things aren't looking so bad. Things are looking really close here. Skar, though, in fatal blow territory. Any big confirm here? Oh, no. If that was confidence in that would have been it.
Didn't believe he would get hit there by that overhead. That's a regular back too.
Oh, the conversion! That was what they tried to do earlier. That was the exact attempt. They actually, I wonder if you could have down one fatal blow there. I've never seen that tried. Oh, this is super close.
The glaive pressure. It's almost like like someone's dive kicking right on top of you, but that's gonna be enough here. Just able to kind of just glaive it out. Just glaive it out. And again, you kind of, we've all seen that Sindel scream hit hurt box. I mean, I guess the crushing blow, was already spent. He wasn't really worried about it, so if he did get hit, it wasn't going to lead to the end of his life. But it's a scary territory to be in. And I love how Skar is just kind of, using those rangs for the most part super offensively right after that jump kick. Keep them locked in there, but FullAuto's wiggling out. FullAuto's wiggling out, trying to get damage wherever he can, trying to make those air razor rangs whiff, and of course just taking what he can with the down 2, keeping it nice and simple. Don't want to leave too much damage on the table. And again, it's very, very difficult to and I don't even know if it is super possible to get a grounded punish there on Jade, but she recovers as soon as she hits the ground.
Yeah, so quickly. There are a few things I'm curious as to. Oh my gosh, what a start. Immediately with the crushing blow. Okay, please don't drop the combo this time. There we go. We're already far enough in. That's how much damage should have been last time. We only got like 150 last time or something. Super rough. But this is looking way better.
Way better. Love the conversion there. Maybe he messed up. Maybe because he was playing the I know this is a slightly different variation than FullAuto usually goes for this matchup. Gets that jump kick there. Flip in and flip out. No problem. Goes for the up three. Didn't get punished over there on the other side. Delia's Dance's second hit just barely tagging him there, not paying attention. Oh, and he tries to go for the throw. The micro duck. The micro duck.
Have we seen a single throw connect on Skar all of today? I don't think we have. I need somebody to go back and check all the VODs, but I actually literally think it's a 100% avoidance rate on throws, which is amazing. And Skar with a dominant first round and starting into a dominant second round, the back to anti-air. You'd love to see it. Have to be a little bit far back for that to work, and knew that he was, and there's a big punish. Chooses not to spend any bar. Could have spent a little bit of bar. A lot of people like to spend that right there. It's also a really nice knockdown, but oh my gosh, everything is connecting.
So much pressure here.
Oh my. What is this Jade pressure? This is disgusting. This is exactly what you want to see as Jade. You know, we saw Bio earlier today locking Tweedy in the corner, but I didn't expect to see a Jade locking anybody, especially a top player. Literally last week's champion, like FullAuto, locking them in the corner like that. But this is, this might be, I think, my favorite Jade probably I've ever seen. So I am very, very impressed, and I would have to say that for their first top three here at the ECTCT, unless for some reason I completely mentally deleted a week from my memory, which could have very possibly happened. But I believe, this is sick.
It is really, really cool to see. You know, again, not only a player that we're not used to seeing so much, but also a character we're not used to seeing so much here at the top. The call-outs, Chef. The call-outs on those roles is something that I've consistently seen out of Skar there, just being able to kind of, and that's tough, man. It is pretty risky because of that timing. So I don't know if he's reacting, I don't know if he's got some samurai reflexes and he's reacting to that roll, because if you go for it on the timing that you're anticipating with roll, you have to do it pretty early. And if you do it too early and they go for just a regular delay, you're going to be in a rough situation. You're either going to be still recovering from that throw and you're going to get punished, or they're going to have, they're going to be able to recognize that whiff and have the opportunity to just kind of go with their own pressure, go with whatever they want. So, you're kind of giving up a lot there, just immediately going for it. And, he knows, and it's always for game point, that last little bit. I know they're going to roll. Everybody's looking to roll. Everybody's looking for this whiff. And here comes the throw. So, yeah. Nice stuff there by Skar. Just absolutely killing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think actually we have a 100% success rate on Skar baiting rolls today, and we have a 0% success rate on people grabbing Skar today, which is really, really impressive considering the two players that Skar's already had to play against, Lankiness and FullAuto, that we've seen on broadcast, of course. And that does mean that FullAuto now got double eliminated by Skar. That's a rough feeling, right outside of the money too. But last week's champion for sure going to be able to come back. Just maybe he needs to do a little bit of just readjustment on the Jade matchup or whatever, because it is, like you said, a character that we don't see as often. And when we do see them, I want to say that most of the Jades are not really Jade mains, and they're even if they are Jade mains, they're more defensive Jades, right? They're the ones that just jump back with the projectiles. We see a lot of the low projectile, but the pole vaults. One of my favorite special moves in the game. I'm a really big fan of, I believe it was Jaded, right? Was what that variation was called, with the cancel and the puzzle book nitro kick. Yeah, that was a really fun variation. So I'm glad to see kind of the next level of it with the Delia's Dance. And we're going to see more of it in the top three, because we're now going to have Biohazard taking on Skar, which should be, I really don't know how this is going to go. I'm assuming that we're going to see the Kano coming out again, but with Bio, it's of course impossible to tell.
No, you definitely can't tell. I mean, sometimes you can kind of, he's pretty much sticks for a few characters, but then he just comes up with these crazy variations, and you're just like, no, it's not going to work. The damage isn't there. And he's just like, no, man, it's there. And he finds a way, he figures it out. And, as much as Biohazard likes playing what he likes playing, he's got an archetype. He always kind of goes for at least a character that's slightly different and not as explored in that way. So even though Kano's a really, really good character, especially after the last patch after giving access to, back one as a armor breaking move, or even just when everyone discovered biomagnetic pull. Um, Biohazard can still kind of explore those variations that are a little bit more underwhelming to everybody else. And I feel like he likes to have that little bit of, so sometimes that can decide a lot of games for you when someone just doesn't know the matchup. They don't know how to approach it. How do I do this? How do I punish this? And, before you know it, it's already over. Bio is really, really good at throwing people. So is Tweedy. So I know that you're talking about Skar's ability to just not get thrown and get away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's really going to put it to the test here. I mean, you're in the money. You're in the top 3. These are 2 incredible players that have been around for a very, very long time. And I don't know. I don't know if Skar is going to be able to, really get away with, all these different things. I think he's going to have to really dig in deep, especially get past Biohazard here. So we do see the same variations coming out into play. We have Skar going with Jade and Biohazard going with Kano. I actually didn't see Biohazard's loadout, so we're going to see it here on the load screen.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going. Oh, what? Oh, okay. The Vegemite. Okay, this is actually my favorite to watch of Biohazard's Kanos, because the Vegemite is such a weird one. You get to, like, actual conversions from canceling into it, and it's a really good anti-zoning tool. But maybe Bio doesn't realize that Skar might not be going for the full zoning strategy here.
Yeah, possibly not here. Okay, gets the hold on, the downward cannonball doing some good damage. Biohazard kind of keeping Skar in check here, and that's where the Vegemite is going to come into play here to get past some of those zoning tools that Vegemite giving you that hit of armor to bypass anything and to really just kind of get you in there. And of course, it's definitely still very unsafe on block, but still, just kind of use it to react. Use it to react and get through the zoning war.
Yeah, but right now, oh wow, actually, wait, the punish. Oh, that's right, because it was blocked. It was blocked. Yeah, it wasn't on hit. So yeah, actually, again, technically avoiding the grab, right? Blocked the down 4, didn't get command grabbed. That's why I was actually really confused for a second, because I was like, wait a minute, that was actually the TikTok situation, but still managed to avoid it, and the record remains quite good, I would say. I don't know if that was actually their last round. I wasn't thinking about it. Oh,
there's so many things happening. Yeah, the forward 3 pretty low to the ground there, but that bolt getting right over it. Love the whiff punish there. Jay just backing off. Doesn't connect with that. Oh man.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I haven't even seen that one. I've actually literally never even seen that, where she just puts their head on her belt. That's really gross. What are you saving that for? It has a little spine as well, just for extra. That was usually how Biohazard beats people, but that was Biohazard getting beat that way. Just not able to find anything, just not able to deal with that aggression. And again, I mean, okay, so this is not a rematch this tournament, right? We don't know how these two have, or if they've even played before ever in their entire life. So this is super sick to see. I think we're going to see a variation change. I really do expect that Biohazard saw the Jade pick and was like, yeah, I'll go anti-zoning. Let's just try it. But it, well, actually, I think that might be the same one. Red Eyes, Black Dragon. No, this is the pull, I think, variation. Let me see. I used to remember all of his variations very clearly, but it's been a while since we've seen his Kano.
So, nope, yeah, same one. Same variations. You're going to have the lumbar check for that, command grab, and manhandle to give you the extra little damage there for, certain situations. The stand 2-4 string, the forward 4 string, ducks right under, gets some good damage here. Not a lot, we're not talking biomagnetic pull damage, but still able to, utilize a damage route while still having that full screen option, which is really what Vegemite is all about. Nice little cancel here, gets under. Now there it is. He blocked the down 4, able to let go. So even when you have command grabs, it is still extremely difficult to grab Skar here. Looks like your call out about that that mindset is definitely right
exactly
here.
again. You were literally talking about it, and again, just not getting hit by the tick throw. I think we've got to start seeing some down fours into Kano balls, which is a ridiculous thing to say, but that is still a 100% success rate basically at avoiding these grabs. And it's not like it's even an accident. Like every single one, it's like avoid the grab and then 2-1 punish. That's amazing. Oh my, what is this? Come on, somebody grab Skar, please. Somebody land a single grab. It's Biohazard, maybe the best grappler we've ever had in the NRS scene. Can't land a grab.
This is insane, man. This is absolutely insane. Love the reactions there, that forward four, standing up right in time and checking him here. Not able to do it before, like wasn't sure of like the Vegemite timing. Getting down to like nobody's business here. Skar just slamming that pole all the way up Biohazard.
Oh my god. Oh, that should have been it. That should have been it. That was actually a mistaken from the back, too. I don't know exactly what was the attempt there, but oh, there's a huge chance here from Bio. Bio got his one opportunity. This is one of those opportunities where it's like, oh, yeah, Bio found it. Oh, and finally lands the command grab, and there we go. You could tell. This is the exact same thing that happened against Tweedy, is that Bio had one extra chance than he was supposed to, and as soon as you give him that extra chance, something just turns on in Bio's brain. He's like, oh, I was supposed to lose. Now you're getting punished. Oh, parried the Kano ball.
Kano ball getting parried. I mean, I guess he's not airborne, even though he definitely is. But I believe downward Kano ball also gets parried. It's a very strange exchange there with Jade's counter. You know, I guess Kano's not a projectile hard enough.
Even with the armor, it's good to know, I guess. But yeah, there was a lot of damage that came from that opportunity. But finally, Biohazard starting to turn things around. Wow, the flawless block and the armor breaker. Oh, this is so scary. No more defensive bar, but finds the landing. Wasn't quite at fatal blow. That could have been an easy confirm to the kill. Bio now has that exact same opportunity, though. No confirm.
Didn't do it. Didn't do it. He's not going for it. Oh.
I don't know what that down two was trying to catch, but it just wasn't quite in the right time. And then, just exactly like the previous round, there was an opportunity really to kill Bio. And honestly, I think one thing that I do notice from Skar is that Skar never likes using the amplified pole vault. And that is a really high damage ender, extremely high damage with a really good knockdown, but really likes to save meter for other things, which makes a lot of sense, right? There's a lot of ways to expend your meter, so it's really how you choose to use it. But maybe just a little bit more damage could come in handy in a few different situations. Like, for example, that very final back two into just normal pole vault didn't quite get the opportunity that they wanted. But Bio, you know, starting to catch on a little bit to the pressure, still getting hit by a lot of pressure. It's just kind of finding his own pressure at times, too.
Yeah, and I liked how Biohazard took a step back there at the end of that last round, you know, and he was doing things where he was, you know, in the first round he was going for these like little tick throws, like from down ones or down fours, but this time around just kind of said, let me wait, you know, I don't have to take the risk. I don't have to risk getting punished or duck, because this guy is ducking all these throws. And he was able to just kind of wait it out and was handed the game there. Skar's got to change it up just a little bit here. Looks like Biohazard might have it all figured out. Never mind. Doesn't see the amplified nitro kick coming his way. Does get a counter. Looks like he was doing something else after throwing on the glow. A very aggressive, flawless block up to. Going to leave her in a standing position. Going to put on that pressure. Going to fake that tick throw. So see, now Biohazard's in the mode where he's like, okay, he's looking for throw. So I have to do the other things that complement when they're looking for throw. Didn't get there in time for the punish. Does get that flawless block up to, and does convert into some huge damage with his fatal blow. Now, it was a breakaway, but it got broken from the back one, so I don't think it's going to rescale as hard, though it is going to leave her down to less than 10% here. Biohazard with a triple down one. Another down one afterwards, of course. He's plus. He's plus. Of course he's going to hit down one. Biohazard.
Down one, down one, down one.
Down one, down one. I mean, it could also be the fact that Skar is, you know, looking for a throw after a down one, whether it's, you know, a down one check into a regular throw or down one cancel into a tick command throw. Either way, a great way for Biohazard to take that there. Multiple hitting, that up two doesn't have any armor, doesn't have any invulnerability, and there he goes as soon as he goes to the tick throw, Chef. Just like you said, you cannot throw this man. You just can't.
I wouldn't even try at this point. I would be doing so many down ones in the Kano balls. It would be an unbelievable amount. Like, you just wouldn't believe it. But we haven't actually seen that attempt very much at all from Bio. Really trading aggressive rounds back and forth here. But it's just, again, it's not really what we expect from Jade. Wow, raw forward three. And, back three, catching something on Wake Up. That's a nice little meaty timing there. I'm not sure exactly what it punished, but that's already a huge amount of damage. You can see it bleeds you as well.
Yeah, a little bit of damage tacking on, going a long way here. Biohazard still with a nice little lead for himself. Looking for some kind of throw there, letting go of block just for a second. Whoa, trying to get a throw of his own. Big boot follow up, and here comes the big knife to the gut. Whoa, did he just smack her out of down? It looked like he smacked her out of the down two animation. But again, it came in really, really late there. That stand two definitely hitting as a high, but Biohazard coming out in the lead here, one game away, up 2-1 over Skar, who's had an incredible run here and still has the potential to go all the way because he can't count anyone out, not until they're officially out of here. Can win the next two games. Are we going to see anything else besides the Jade? Anything else besides this core variation that we've been seeing? Because Biohazard is looking nice and comfortable here with the Vegemite, with the manhandles, and of course with the command grab.
You know, I do have to say, I don't feel like this variation for Bio really actually is helping him in the matchup. I feel like if he had more damage from other things, we would be seeing better situations. I mean, the Vegemite like adds a little bit of damage here and there, and of course the rest of it is kind of core Kano, so it's kind of okay. But I don't know. I haven't seen really the power of it compared to the I guess in comparison to the other variations. But Skar, yep, sticking with the same exact thing, and there we go. There's a command grab. You can tell Bio really started to catch on the defensive patterns. Oh, no.
Yeah. No breaker available there for Skar, so unfortunately going to have to eat all that damage. Gets the side switch there, too. And Biohazard got a huge lead here. I mean, he doesn't really need to overextend here and put down these liabilities, these opportunities for Skar to make this happen. So he's kind of, back it off, not going for any crazy throws. Just little damage here and there, a nice overhead once in a while just to kind of keep the mix nice and safe. Oh, he's looking for a downward Kano ball, but does get that up three as he knew Skar was getting a little too aggressive there on his wake up using those invulnerable frames of that universal up three.
Yeah, this is now match point Biohazard. Skar's really impressive run might come to an end here. But Bio has just been getting so used to all of the habits of Skar. The command grabs are starting to hit. The baits on the grabs. Oh, yep, there it is again. It went from 0 command grabs to every command grab hitting. And, actually, I ate my words right as I said that. And now, what? Just a raw reversal Kano ball on wake up out of the corner. Whatever works.
I love it. Love it. Still got wake up moves, man. You just got to do them. You just got to believe. And Skar, of course, correctly recognizing the situation here because it is do or die, going to have to go into that fatal blow. Even though it means giving the fatal blow to Biohazard, still, when you're down to just basically 10%, not much that fatal blow is really going to do in terms of the matchup. Gets that last little heal to hit. Gets a throw of his own. Nothing loaded up, though.
Oh, this is so scary. This is the Biohazard moment. I was about to say, Bio, one of the best players in the entire world at clutching out these final hit moments. And at the moment that I saw that Skar lit up pressure on Bio, I was like, oh no, you gave Bio the freedom to play the exact game that he wants. He's willing to risk it all, and he's going to make the right read. One of my favorite, actually, I'm just going to say my favorite fatality in the entire game right there. Kano, it's a great character. But great stuff to Biohazard. Going to earn his run back now in grand finals up against Tweedy. It was down to the wire in that set, so I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a reset in that one. But also huge congratulations to Skar, who I believe is made top 3 for the very first time in ECT CT history here, and pulled off a ton of upsets with that super sick Jade, doing really well against every single opponent that he played. So I hope we do get to see him more in the future. It was a very entertaining, and I'm a big fan of seeing aggressive Jade, but just not quite there in the Bio matchup, which, that's just one of those things against Bio, is sometimes Bio just gets read on you and you die. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how well you're playing that day. Sometimes Bio is just in your head.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it's the years of experience coming to play here. Biohazard just really taking advantage of that. Like, what do I do? Because he's been in that situation, maybe not against Jade, but against other characters that kind of just say like, I refuse to be thrown. Like, I'm going to look for these fuzzy block timings, really just not be in a vulnerable throw state when my opponent thinks I'm going to be, and I'm going to capitalize as much as possible. But one of the downfalls to Jade is that she doesn't really have a lot of damage output without having to, utilize finite resources like crushing blow mechanics, where you only can use them one time. Where so you can play a little bit more risky there. Like, even when Biohazard toned down on the command grabs, he was able to slowly start doing them again later without taking too much of a risk. And yeah, they did get sniffed out. They did get called out specifically from Skar, but not really a devastating blow to the life lead or anything like that. So Biohazard being able to maintain that control is really something that's super impressive to see. But I love seeing a Jade that just refuses to get thrown. It's super fun and super refreshing to see a whole new take on the character.
Yeah, I mean, just based on what you were saying earlier, like the reward for a lot of these punishes wasn't very high. Again, I'm for sure nowhere near to the level of Skar's Jade, but I would have for sure liked to see the Amplify pull Vault more. That does add so much damage onto your combos. There's a reason why we saw it so much, kind of back in the day. But you know what? That's neither here nor there, because we are now on to grand finals, where Biohazard is in the loser's side, going to be trying to win the run back up against Tweedy, and I'll be interested to see exactly which variation this is. I think that was not the Vegemite one. Yeah, this is back to the Snake Biter, and of course Tweedy playing the exact same variation he's played every single day of his life for the past 20 years.
Loves Gearus. I mean, look, man, he's just a master of his craft. All right, he knows the matchups. He knows when he's got to go into Mix City. He knows when he's got to play it nice and safe. So that's just a style, man. That's a style here. That's what he's feeling in MK11. Big forward four going right over that low, almost like a low crush here. Dipping in some good damage, but didn't call out the breakaway. Could have got a little bit more if he decided to go for a down two. So Biohazard already starting out the mind games in his favor. Gets the back throw though, and because of that, gets the down two. Didn't think Tweedy was going to go for something like an early frog splash, but instead called out something that Tweedy wanted to hit a little bit more deep, take advantage, to have a frame advantage, so to speak, afterwards. No punish because Tweedy was looking for the amplified version of that Kano ball, but it never came out.
Oh, big conversion here from Bio. Look how much damage you can deal with Snake Bite. That's a huge combo starter, and now it's Chip. Wow, or you know what? Forget it. Who needs Chip when you can just hit a raw overhead, I guess?
Why not, man? It's safe. It's safe on block. No need not to do it. Big jumping kick gets the OS sand, the OS low sand, but here comes the down two. Whoa, just barely missed that armor break from the back one. That armor break does resand and does lead to some good damage if you call it out just right. And you definitely know Biohazard was just barely off of a huge. Never mind, man. Look at this lead.
Oh,
He's still bleeding. He's still bleeding.
Literally, I know. Oh, there was nothing you could do at that point. That was, I mean, yeah, it was such a back and forth in that very first round, and then suddenly Bio was just like, okay, my turn. Honestly, I could very easily see Bio winning today. I feel like over the like second half of the matches that we've watched for him today, or actually really just even starting in that one moment against Tweedy, I feel like Bio's really kind of gotten control of everything. Like just was really in the zone today. despite the fact that he's in the loser's side. It feels like this might just be one of his days, but we'll see. There's a ton of time for Tweedy to adapt, and I like to say, usually, when these two play, that this is really the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. Where Tweedy is just like the most solid player. You can't really mentally break Tweedy too often, not with gameplay. You can't be like, oh yeah, I just outread you 8 times in a row, and then Tweedy's not going to be like, oh no, I'm going to lose. Tweedy's just going to be like, okay, game 2. But Bio is the one who just gets one little opportunity, and like you said, give him an inch, he takes a mile. So I love seeing these two play, and it's gone both ways so many different times.
Yeah, I mean, so many different times, so many different games, different tournaments, different, online leagues, everything. I mean, you name it, these guys have done it. Love that Biohazard are able to adjust the timing on that flawless block up too. Tweedy thought he was going to get a little tricky and go with that jump in elbow instead of the frog splash, instead of the jump kick. And Biohazard was kind of ready for it. I mean, I know Kano's up to is ridiculous, but like complement that with Biohazard's ability to flawless block, and it's just perfect, like absolutely perfect. You love to see it.
Ooh. Oh, wow, what weird whiff. That is actually very strange. I'm not sure exactly why that happened. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen like that before, but Biohazard not complaining about that.
No, definitely not. It happened in the game before, and I think it's because Biohazard's jumping back, looking to see, trying to react to something with Kano Ball, so they're doing like kind of like what Kung Lao does, where he's like jumping back and waiting for you to move, and then he goes to dive kick. Well, Kano can do the same thing with a Kano Ball. So I think because he was airborne when it hit, like the follow-up just totally missed, and that's super unfortunate for Tweedy, especially because he's going down and like this so bad. That breakaway costed him so much, and even after all those resources spent, Tweedy not going to have any bar at all, barely any health left. Hold on, giving him a breakaway of his own, and that's going to be a huge chop to the neck. 44% shot. Oh my God, is Tweedy going to do this? He's got fatal blow.
No. Oh. Well, we did see one interesting thing as the top half of Tweedy's body exploded into goop. We saw again for the second time today that we actually saw the shifting sands come out, and that's something we actually saw last week coming out a little bit more often. A lot more often than usual, which is 0, because Tweedy for literally like over a year has chosen shifting sands and never actually used it. It's literally just there to take up a slot just for funsies. But we're starting to see the shifting sands a little bit more, and something I've always wanted to see from Tweedy. It's like, you have it, why not just use it sometimes? But unfortunately, it's been these last hit moments where what you're going to do. Yeah. No, that was there's definitely a tall order there for Tweedy if he was trying to make that comeback. I mean, obviously he was. No way he's just laying down here, but this is an awkward situation for Tweedy. Now, you think about it, he's the one on the winner's side, so he's the one that has 2 sets to lose. Now, do you put your effort into this third game knowing you're down 2-0, or do you kind of reserve yourself when you guys start from scratch, the bracket's been reset? Like, it's so weird, and I've seen so many players like just lose their selves mentally because like they'll bring it back 2-2, and then they like barely lose the 5th game, and then it's reset, and before you know it, you're mentally exhausted, and you got to play another set. But looks like Tweedy's just going into it because that is sweaty. Flawless block up doing for some good damage. Gets him closer to the corner, and obviously going to switch to the other side, and this is not where you want to be against Biohazard. Mix up City here, resand City, and you just don't know what the follow-up is going to be here coming out of Kano. He's backing off here. Oh no, huge comeback here. Okay, actually I'm going to say exactly what I was going to say after the fact. Oh, the jab's coming out and that is such a solid mix-up to choose in the situation. Either way is a kill, and if either one hits, you now are, you own the corner. But, I actually never realized that there's a Rampage cab back there. It's pretty sick. I don't know how I never noticed that.
You didn't notice it? Yeah, definitely a shout out to the midway days.
Ooh,
so
goes over. Yeah, I think so. Maybe from seeing what's there. Maybe not, though. I don't know. Is Frontal Rage midway? I don't know. We'll have to ask someone else later. But yeah, big risk taken from Bio in this set. Or in this game for this set. He just needs to win 2 rounds here and he resets the bracket, but Tweedy's making that very, very difficult. Oh, well, maybe not. Oh, wake up jab.
Wake up buttons. Oh,
Yep, no defensive bar. One more mix. Oh, what? Just a down one punish? That's not enough chip? Oh no, can he make the comeback here? Okay. Wake up buttons again. Tweedy now with a lot more disrespect, and it's actually working extremely well. We've seen too many times today and in the past several years that you give Biohazard one opportunity, which is exactly what happened right there, right? Just a down one off the block up to two. And it was, it could be the quick turnaround, but it was not. This time, Tweedy holding on to it, trying to, I guess, kind of stifle the bleeding here before it gets to the reset. But it's not going to be easy. Just needs to lose one game and has to win two to prevent it. But between these two, anything can happen.
Yeah, no, but you know what I mean when like someone is in this situation. I mean, Tweedy could bring it back 2-2 and once you and then see a reset anyway, and then do you start to think to yourself, man, why did I waste all this effort or these tricks? I mean, at this point in the game's life, I don't think there's really much that these guys are hiding from each other. They've played each other over and over again, not in a casual way. I mean, I don't know what they do in their free time, but just in the competitive aspect. In what we've been able to see, these guys have played each other so much against different matchups because Biohazard can play different characters, different variations. Oh, that down to crushing blow, big time damage here. Tweedy was really hoping he wouldn't break away there in that situation, but you know what? Better to go for it than not, just in case he doesn't break away. So I definitely understand that mentality. And right now he can just kind of jump and punch all over him. He doesn't have that access to his wake-up attack. He does have that first bar, decides not to use it. And this is textbook, how you deal with that air Kano ball. Now, a lot of players, they block it standing, and then the follow-up kind of, pushes them a little far away. But if you crouch, it's either going to minimize the pushback, or on the amplified version of the air Kano ball, or it's going to make the flip over you, and either way, you get a nice punish.
Yeah, that's and then I mean the punish is just so huge, of course, for Garrus on any of that stuff. But speaking of huge punishes, I mean, use the crushing blow there. I don't actually know if that was necessary. I mean, since there was no defensive bar, this is pretty much guaranteed chip anyway, at least on wake up. But just wanted to make sure, I guess, and that's such an uncommon thing to be able to get that crushing blow that maybe you just want to take it while you can. And not even worry about it later. But, I mean, they're just trading almost perfect rounds here back and forth. Bio needs to find something here. That's a nice start. Oh, no! Didn't expect it to hit. Had no confidence. It's rough.
I mean, I think he just knew preemptively, like, I'm going to mash down one. Uh-oh, that's going to be enough. Big kneecap breaker there. Love to see it. The patella just snapping out of the bone. It is disgusting. And Tweedy tying this up 2-2, one game away from solidifying this victory, getting the biggest chunk of this $500 prize pool and being this week's champion. But Biohazard is still in his way. We've seen Biohazard, come through the brink of any situation. And, a comeback isn't just in the form of a single match or a single life bar. Sometimes it's a battle of attrition here in this grand final set. Sometimes it comes down to what you can do when the chips are down and what you have at your disposal. And what Biohazard has as a disposal here is the ability to change the variation because he did lose that last game there. He's going with Snakebite in this variation. So we're looking for high risk, high reward here. Tweedy has been doing some crazy things like stand 1-1 low sand trap just for the mix. So Biohazard might want to, come at him with a little bit more damage, a little bit more oomph when he gets his way on those crazy sand traps.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta get as much damage as you can in this matchup. We've seen it before, and honestly, this is the variation that we've seen work the most against Tweedy. I believe, at least from all the tournaments I've seen. Of course, I can't even see half the tournaments that go on. There's so many. I have way too much stuff going on in real life. But yeah, this damage is just such a huge advantage. Oh wow, yeah, great way to fight out of the corner, but still has to deal with a little bit of pressure.
Uh-oh. Hold on. You're just giving Tweedy access to Fatal Blow, though. You're just giving him access to Fatal Blow. Up three does make the connection there. Of course, that's going to be nice and safe. Oh,
no!
That was the Fatal Ball. That was.
Oh no! It was for sure free. Supposed to be Kano Ball, and now he loses the entire round on what was essentially a very good read. And now, unfortunately, it's going to be Tweedy on match point. Well, I should say, unfortunately for Biohazard, considering the fact that he had the right read there, it just didn't work out. But very fortunate for Tweedy. Tweedy's like, yes, I will absolutely accept that, and not bat an eye. Oh, the cactus! Oh, one of the most painful looking interactables. Great flawless block, and the damage in the corner, you can see, even off of such a high-scaled combo like that, almost 350. What was that? Sweep, sweep, sweep? Another sweep? Oh my gosh, the down one war back and forth. Oh, and that's a huge hit. Tweedy's at chip life, though. He needs to take this, and he needs to make it 100% count, and that's not at all what happened. I can't believe there hasn't been a down one Kano Ball, and now it is now reset point and match point for both players.
Impact to the chest. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you now, yes. And you're back just in time for the very final round, pre-reset, and this is looking super good for Biohazard so far. Already taking 50% life. Oh, and finally hits the read. Expecting a tick throw there. Maybe he's trying to poke back in some way, but the snake bite hitting again. And in fact, that might be enough if he didn't drop the combo. Oh no, another winning combo dropped. In fact, I mean, tournament resetting combo dropped, but the raw cannonball this time. Stop waiting for it. Stop being patient. We're going to a reset.
Love to see it here. You want to see more matches, especially because I would have been really upset if I missed out on the final game because of my internet going out for just 1 second. But I'm glad we get a reset. We get a whole new thing here. But again, think about it from the perspective of that player from the winner's side. You just spent all that energy, all that mental effort into, trying to get the victory right then and there, just to still fall short. So it doesn't matter if it was 3-0 or 3-2. You're still in the same situation if you lose that first set right here. But again, Tweedy, obviously a much better competitive player than almost everybody, like one of the best of the best. So he's been here in this situation time and time again. I mean, playing in all these different tournaments, all these different games. I mean, he's able to do it all here. And let's see what he can bring in this final set. Biohazard staying with Snakebite. Now, what have you been seeing Snakebite really change up in this? I mean, is it just the pure damage output? Is it the mixability?
Well, I mean, I think honestly it's both. We've seen now multiple times where, for example, like down one or 1-1 on block into Snakebite has hit, where he's starting to threaten with that into command grab or that into just a stagger, and really making Tweedy want to block. And we see the Snakebite just come into play so often suddenly, which makes a lot of sense. If he has that right read, it becomes a very good mix-up for him, and a great false block in the corner again. This is looking like a great start for Bio.
Oh, Tweedy knowing that, of course, he's going to hit down one after being plus. Of course, he's going to be going for that massive damage output here.
Oh!
That is nice.
That is nice for Tweedy, but that is a terrible feeling for Bio. So many games in this tournament have come down to these final hit moments where somebody has an opportunity to kill, and then they drop it, and then the other person has a huge comeback, and that's super demoralizing. But like you said, you like seeing this player gets demoralized, so we'll see if they can keep strong with all that.
Look, man, I just know that they're sweating. I know that they're feeling it. And it just makes me happy that they care, that they have so much love and joy for the game here. Big boot, gonna get that OS on that low karate job here. Lots of damage. He's looking to close this out here, but Biohazard doesn't want to take this lying down. He's swinging back. Tweedy breaking away at the perfect moment there, makes that Snakebite whiff. Makes the damage just in case he did break away. Tweedy didn't want to go into anything too crazy and does connect it here at the end. Tweedy not letting the results of that last reset really affect him. Instead, just went high octane, out the gate, full damage here coming out, just popping out the eyes of Kano. And Tweedy making the moves here. Tweedy off to that slight little lead here, but can Biohazard turn this around?
I would say almost certainly, but they're really at this point, they're really kind of going back and forth. This is down to a point where I don't feel like either one has a huge lead in the set. It really comes down to those individual moments, right? Like, I don't think either one has a particularly better or worse mindset at the current point in time against the other one. It's just stuff like that, those final hit moments, and who's going to take more of those, who's going to make the right decisions in more of those. And of course, there's no right or wrong decision. It just ends up being, did you choose correctly or did you choose incorrectly for that exact moment? And we're going to see the snake bite still in play. I still think it's been working pretty well. I like this choice.
Yeah. I mean, it's a scary thing to do against Spirit. And that will be my only critique about this choice, is that, yes, it is when you whiff or when you do something very, very unsafe against a character like Beerus, it's almost always going to end up really, really bad for you, just because he has that easy access to this consistent good damage here, just like we're about to see here, because there is no breakaway available for Biohazard. The Tweedy cashing in big time here. Literally, I mean, look at this damage here. 40% because of one unsafe thing that Biohazard went for. And now Tweedy can just kind of back off, wait for that meter to come back. Here comes the headbutt, keeping Biohazard away, and just kind of just keeping him rattled, keeping him, just staying under his skin at far ranges here. Now Biohazard can get that one hit confirmed, but Tweedy probably going to go for a down two here. Yes, he does. But Biohazard didn't want to waste the bar at all, so instead going into this next round completely fresh.
Yeah, that was a very rough one. Just so many things hitting, and I mean, some crushing blow resources expelled there. So, or I think there was at least. So we'll see, how it goes as far as resources going into these next few rounds. But I mean, Tweedy just looks to be now in control of this particular one. I mean, this is a good breakaway, but still, I mean, you're stuck in the corner. I like the risk for the air cannonball to get out, but just right back in with the air-to-air, and now no defensive bar at all. This is rough. This is scary.
I love how Gears just threw that chair. Like, he appeared through that steel chair. Just get out of here. Keeping it over. Wait, again, we've seen this situation before. The up two whipping right over Biohazard's down Kano. Down
yeah, but then I mean, that was a really nice almost comeback from Bio, right? The flawless block up to himself to counter in that strange situation, but eventually he risked it all on one big read, and it just didn't work out. But that was one of those it's really understandable to make that risk right there, right? Like, we've seen the 2-4 where the low hit in that string connects from far range a few times in Biohazard sets against Tweedy today, and so he's like, you know what? Maybe it'll happen again, because Tweedy does like to walk back and make things whiff. So oftentimes he might not be ready for that sending 2-4 that goes so far. But not that time. That time he was very much ready, just blocked it. And now Biohazard has such a huge hill to climb. Tweedy looking kind of undefeatable today, despite the reset.
I mean, in this last set, absolutely. Definitely seeming undefeatable here. Doing exactly what he needs to be doing in these situations. And again, you're not going to guess right every single time. You just kind of roll with it, and you try to learn, you try to adapt or counterplay to what your opponent is doing. And Biohazard sticking it out with his variation. Now, of course, he's looking to get a W himself. Starts it off nice. I don't know where that blade hides in that sandal, because like I saw bare feet and blades coming out. Like, it's got to be some crazy technology coming out of here. It's definitely future cleaner here. Definitely future. It's like nano little.
Well, maybe he's got robot legs, and he's not taking out of the boot. He's taking out of his leg, right? You never know.
I mean, yeah, he's got a cybernetic eye. He could have a cybernetic heel that we just don't see. He's just going. He tried to go for the command grab there. But Tweedy not home, holding down letting go and just taking a huge risk here. But it does pay off for him. Both players have access to that fatal blow. And I mean, just so many times we've seen him. No, he dropped it. That's okay. That's okay. He dropped it, but he picked it back up. Kept that momentum flowing. Kept it going.
Ooh, I like the rhyme. Got the flow going. Yeah, that was almost a really bad situation. I mean, he knew he could kill for sure. It was a really good knowledge of the opponent's meter, but unfortunately, the execution has just been a little bit sloppy all over the place today for every single player for whatever reason. This is one of those weeks. And okay, uses the breakaway to get out of the pressure a little bit. Oh no, went for the command grab, and now back on the defense. Just kidding.
Just kidding. That's what's so good about that stand 1-1 command grab is that even if it hits, they're not able to punish you. So you really got to like specifically call it out. Throw down that bed of spikes here, keeping Biohazard in the corner. Biohazard trying to fight his way out, get down one afterwards, just in case Tweedy let go of something, but going to be able to make this nice, easy conversion. And of course, going to be keeping the corner. No mind games or guesses there, as Biohazard didn't have those 2 bars of breakaway quite yet at the time of death in that combo. Tries to hit that down cannonball. Tweedy looking for the amplified part of it. Biohazard correctly, not going into the rest of the amplified, decides to hold on to that bar. It'll be better spent used somewhere else to either try to make it pseudo safe or maybe get some damage somewhere else. Nice whip punish here. Tries to get the snake bite. Gets it the second time around. This time, Tweedy not going to have the bar. And Biohazard flopping it once again, but that's okay. He picked it up a third time.
Oh, so many opportunities, and he needs to. I mean, this is tournament point for Tweedy still, but this is looking like a very much a Biohazard round. Oh, okay. Oh, this would be the comeback of a lifetime. There's only one defensive bar, literally, for Tweedy. Like, you can't even get higher than 1 bar at this point. And yeah, no, okay, that wrong read at the end right there, that was the end of it. The comeback potential was there. It was starting to get there, but Bio not going to go down with a quick 0-3. In fact, I'm sure is feeling really good to start the comeback himself. It's impossible to really read kind of how or really like the direction that these sets are going between these players, because they're just so good at turning things around so quickly. But I would be very, very scared if I was Tweedy right now, because Biohazard, that's the little opportunity. That was all he needed, that one little opportunity, and now he could win the entire tournament. Just needs 2 more very quick games, undoubtedly.
Yeah, it could be quick, really depending on who gets control of the situation. But, we've seen that snake bite damage add up. And, and the other thing, too, about snake bites is that it's, even if you break away, like, Kano is still right on top of you. And being right on top of you with the threat of command grab or the threat of more, hit confirming into snake bite for huge damage, it's very scary. It's absolutely terrifying here. Does hit
Speaking of,
yeah, exactly. Able to get some good damage here. Tweedy not breaking away. Biohazard just kind of doing his combo just as usual. That's going to be, I believe that's plus after the 1-1-2 there, but there is a flawless block of the gap, which is why Biohazard kind of mixing it up there, not going for it every single time. Sometimes doing 1-1 nothing, 1-1 tick throw, 1-1 down 1. Fighting back here. Tweedy breaking away here, and just kind of falling into pieces as Biohazard. Never mind. Tweedy making this comeback. Tweedy making this comeback right here.
He filled the pieces, but somebody stitched them back together, as you can see on his current skin. And sometimes that's all you need for a game to win, is just put back together the pieces, and you land a fatal blow.
It's close though. It's not going to kill, Chef. Is it going to kill? I don't think so.
No, it's not. I'm confident in this one. It's going to be very close, though, and it's going to be very hard to avoid meaty chip. Oh, especially if you're throwing bodies. Oh, no. Oh, and he lands the command grab, and that's going to be it. Oh, my gosh. That was, I mean, that was huge, right? That was a lot of resources spent in that round for Tweedy, and that looked like that was inescapable. I mean, he's starting off strong here, but Biohazard getting that round, that is huge, because now he's got this round, If he just loses really quickly here, it's whatever. He's got another chance. And the fatal blow's gone. He never has to worry about that fatal blow again, in this game at least.
Yeah, no, not going to be worried about it. And it's a hard thing to really, feel comfortable. Left fuzzy blocking here from Biohazard, standing up as late as possible to cover both those options, the low and then the slower overhead if he does just go into the 1-1-1 string. Tweedy getting some maximum damage here, nearly 40%, right on top of Biohazard. Biohazard not opting to go with any kind of wake up options. Tweedy gets the throw. Is this going to be enough? Didn't see it quite. Yes, it is. 13% throws are pretty good.
Pretty good for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Now this is turning point once again for Tweedy, but down one, down one, down one, down one. Oh, nice flawless block. And the armor breaker. Oh, this is huge. This is so huge.
Oh,
and so is that.
Oh, we're going to be amplifying. Is he going to break away, though? Does go for the breakaway.
Oh, no! Double crushing blow combo! No! Look at that damage! 617 damage! Double crushing blow, including the armor breaker. That is one of the strongest combos that we will, I think, ever see on here, if not the strongest combo. Oh my gosh, and this might be the tournament winning round for Tweedy. Just needs to land one more solid hit, and it's going to be the trade. 617 damage in the final round of the tournament. It was looking pretty good for Bio. He was feeling good, but sometimes you just get hit with Mortal Kombat 11 combos, and that's exactly what happened right there. That's the Garrus. That's the Garrus for sure. Congratulations to Tweedy. Hasn't won here in a little bit. Fell just short pretty recently, but finally made it all the way back to the top. And what a combo that was. Jeez.
He broke him. He literally picked up his brain and broke it. It's the whole exchange. What happened there was Biohazard at the beginning of that combo didn't have the breakaway. He was getting it just as he was being put in the breakawayable state. And I think what Biohazard was thinking was, well, maybe Tweedy looked at my bar and saw that I didn't have breakaway, so this might be a good time to break away, where Tweedy was like, oh, he thought I looked at his bar, but I saw it was coming very, very slowly. So he thinks I'm not going to know he's going to break away, but I know he's going to break away. And it was just the perfect call. 61%.
Yep.
No fatal blow required.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, it was such a smart 61% too, because exactly like you were saying, there's a reason why we don't usually see that, and that's because usually if somebody's going to break away, they break away earlier, right? So you can't get that exact combo. The only time that it happens is if you get your defensive bar back mid-combo, and both players realize that you're getting it back mid-combo. So that has to be such a high-level situation from everybody involved, and unfortunately for Bio, it's just all, I mean, I don't know. I really don't have any words to console you after getting hit by a 617 damage combo. Sometimes that's just life, and you have to look forward to next week or something. Rest in peace.
No, that was done. That was and you can even see it afterwards in the decision making as Biohazard. He was done, man. I was like, I'm good. I'm done. He deserved it. He got it. Oh, 61% of his health gone like that. I mean, how do you do that?
I mean, I have to point out too, it was a double hard read crushing blow combo, right? Like the first one, it was only because the down two was the right read on a super hard read, and then the second one was only because it was a perfectly timed hard read on the breakaway. So, yeah, I don't know. We could talk about this combo forever, but I think we just got to say congratulations to Tweedy for being this week's champion. But remember, everybody, please remember that this is not the last one. It was originally planned to be that this was the very final week, but we have one more week to make up for the one that we missed. So there is still time for you to sign up. It's going to be same place, same time. So just go to the Facebook EC Throwdown, or wherever East Coast Throwdowns is, and be sure to sign up. The signups now should already be open. And then do remember that just Guilty Gear Strive does have one more tournament here on Thursday, very much a similar time as this. So you can sign up for that as well. The signups are not closed until day of. And I know there's a lot of crossover, of course, between those games. But yeah, this has been a really good tournament. We got to see some new players. We got to see some hype moments between some players that we're very familiar with. Anything else that you want to say before we get out of here, though?
No, that's pretty much it. Shout outs to Wonder Chef for sharing the mic with me. Had a great time as always. Shout outs to ECT for putting on ECT CT and a great prize pool for all these players. And speaking of the players, shout outs to the players coming out here and showing their amazing talents and their ability to just kind of keep the game fresh, keep the game entertaining. And lastly, but not least, shout out to the production for putting on this amazing show. Really, really honored to be a part of it. Chef, you're awesome. I love you. Everyone watching at home, have a great night, and we'll see you next time.